All right, let's talk about Dead Island 2. I'm wearing my jacket inside because my heat's not working. But I have a lot to say about this game. If you want to see my full deep dive, of course, I did the Before You Buy video over on Game Ranks. It's a little bit more critical, a little more in-depth. Here, I kind of just talk about stuff I like, and there's a lot of things in Dead Island 2 that I really like. Ultimately, it's a game I don't recommend for everybody. It's got a lot of flaws. It is also a full price game that with the prices of games now, people are more demanding than ever of what they get out of their games. And some aspects of Dead Island 2 are kind of just okay, but I think there's more good stuff than bad stuff. And ultimately, I'm fascinated that the game even released and ended up actually being this good because the game was announced in 2014. It was announced at, I'm pretty sure it was announced at like a Sony E3 press conference in 2014. And that was actually also my first E3. I talked about this in another video a couple days back when E3 died, but yeah, it was my first E3. I was young and green and excited to make videos and write things about video games. And I got to see like prototype footage of Dead Island 2, and it was not at all like this game. Very different, but regardless, this thing was in development hell for so long. I think a lot of people forgot, but this has went through multiple studios, and it's been a really wild ride. And I think the fact that they finally got something out the door, and it's actually pretty good, feels like a miracle. It's not the game to end all games or anything like that. And like I said, some people, especially I've seen some people like commenting after seeing the gameplay going, I get it. But it's like a competent, fun, entertaining ride. And it took a while to get here. And it's really interesting because it's in a weird spot, right? Where the original Dead Island was a big hit. A lot of people jumped into that, really, really liked it. It wasn't my favorite game. I think actually I found myself getting really hyped by that trailer and then ultimately buying into the game and feeling let down that it wasn't like that at all. But a lot of people had a lot of love for that game. It sold a lot. It really popped off and had some mainstream success that I didn't expect. But there was Riptide, but then this actual full sequel was greenlit not too far after, I guess to capitalize on the success, and the opposite happened. I mean, the game, like I said, floundered for years and years, but now it's out, and I think it's at a good time where it's actually going to scratch a sweet spot for some people that did really like the original game. I know some people personally that co-op the original game and have fond memories of that, and I look at Dead Island 2 as succeeding at the exact same thing. It's just simple zombie killing with a couple of over-the-top weapons, and if you do it with a friend, it's even better. Now, when I talked about this game, when I previewed it at PAX, when I played it for a little while, like a beta version, a lot of people were disappointed when I came and said, "Hey, it's not open world." Yeah, it's not open world, and I, believe it or not, am okay with that. I've talked a lot recently about being kind of fed up with open world games lately, at least the ones that just feel like copy and paste or filler, where it's just artificially extended to keep you busier for longer and feel like you got your money worth, but like the content isn't meaningful in it. Some games do it well. A lot of games recently haven't, and it's like a trend. It's like a requirement now for games to be open world. So I was excited that this one was a little bit more self-contained. It was quality over quantity. Granted, I'm burnt out on open world games. I talk about that a lot. I play more games than some average folks, so like I would get burned out on like a bunch of 100-hour open world games. But hey, regardless, I really do think that like the game being a little bit more linear and a little bit more contained here allows for some good quality stuff and not just a bunch of mindless filler. Granted, it's a mindless zombie killing game, but what you get in these smaller contained environments are really cool interiors, creative like little bits of environmental storytelling, and just like weird areas for fun encounters. Like the game kind of feels like a funhouse ride where each scenario that you keep moving to is just like a weirder boss, a weirder fight in a crazier place, like a carnival, a movie set, with little things that you can use to your advantage, and that's kind of fun. The combat is like seriously just swing, 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 die, 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 with little things here and there, a heavy attack, throwables, and again, I go more in depth on the combat systems in the other video, but in terms of like the feel, it feels cool because it is so gory. The gore system is really good here, and it makes some like okay combat a little bit more satisfying because it's fun to like use acid to burn enemies or cut them with a sword or break bones with a bat. Like there's actual meaningful feedback, and the technology actually amplifies the feel. And part of the feel of this game is this whole California vibe. That is the one thing that really has shined through from the first like big reveal trailer of this game so many years ago, is that it's like a parody fun thing poking fun at California, Hollywood, celebrity culture, the glam of California, Los Angeles, like all that. And you guys know I'm an East Coast guy, I'm a New York guy, but I've been to California a lot, and as much as it's like not my favorite place, there are some beautiful aspects of it, and I think all of it really feel wise. They captured like seeing Venice, seeing the Santa Monica Pier, seeing, you know, Beverly Hills. Like they actually, even though it's not like a one-to-one recreation, they really got the feel and the vibe right. They just fill it with explosions and earthquakes and zombies and dead people everywhere. All the environments, like the mansions, the movie studios, like the stores, like have a good amount of detail to them. And I really like little details about the game. I talked in the Game Ranks video about like the influencer house that had a fake apology script written on a whiteboard that was just like, I apologize to my sponsors. But also like you go to like the Beverly Hills Hotel, but it's not really called that in this. It's called the Halperin Hotel, but like it looks great. And then there's like beach bungalows, of course, with like the, you know, like the fake grass leaves on the wall and like a neon sign that's like, and it says like woke up like this, but there's blood everywhere. You go to a drunk guy's house, or it's just like a party rock star house, and somebody put fuck oceans over a painting of an ocean. Like it's just dumb funny stuff that made me chuckle. Like that's the stuff that really kept me going. Kind of felt like the game had a nice little touch of detail to it, and again, a little bit of quality over quantity. That's why it just felt like it had nice little touches of detail to it and just unique stuff that made me chuckle and continue to play and look for more of that stuff. And there is more of it. But it was fun to just go from area to area and like see how they present it all, because also like graphically, the game looks pretty good when it's steeped in sunshine. Like it looks pretty good. It's smooth. I didn't have any problems on PlayStation 5. I haven't seen too many reports about like the PC version being bad. And it's just got like a little bit of an interesting attitude to it. The story isn't that great or anything, but it's like just good enough to keep you entertained. Characters come and go, but a lot of them are kind of funny, or just like referential, or like poking fun at something, and it works. You know, it's just like you seeing that and haha laughing and moving on. You're not gonna get like hooked on any characters by any means, but it's a zombie thing, and I think that's the thing that is important here. I think like for the flaws that this game has, some people are going to find the combat repetitive. I've even seen some people think that the missions are kind of repetitive. I didn't really think so, because it's just about the zombie killing. And I think if you are one of those people, I know you're out there, there's zombie people out there who just like killing zombies, I think this will make you happy. To quote friend of the show and horror YouTuber Jimmy Champagne, he actually said, the game has like the zombie vibe nailed down pat. It also kind of has like the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead feel to it, and I think that's a pretty interesting observation, and I agree with that. I love that. I literally messaged him back and I was like, I'm stealing that for my video, so thanks, Jimmy. It's a little bit of a different type of zombie game, just like how the original Dead Island was, but I think this one actually succeeds more in kind of feeling like its own thing, while also being somewhat linear, only having some small quality side quests, smaller areas. It just makes it feel kind of like a throwback game, like a love letter to games that we played in like the Xbox 360, PS3 era. It's still high tech. The graphics are good. Like, I'm not saying it's like shitty and outdated. I'm just saying the way it's designed, it doesn't have like a bunch of fluff in it. It is just like a game you play, zombies you kill. And again, it's quality over quantity. Now, for $70, I know more and more people are like, yeah, is that gonna be worth it? Like, you could spend a lot of time in this game. I think like 30 hours if you really want to do every single thing. But if you're just doing the main quest, it's gonna be a lot less than that. But again, it's quality over quantity, where I actually found some of the side quests pretty interesting, and some of them like felt kind of essential to the whole thing, just to see what's really going on. And you can explore a lot, because as small as the game is, like it's not like open world, some of the areas are actually pretty big, and a lot of like little nooks and crannies you can find. But again, all that stuff kind of makes it feel like a flawed but, you know, unique thing in the current swath of video game releases. So like on this channel here, I don't get the chance to talk about every single new game release, and I really only want to talk about the ones I love or find something interesting in, and that's what I really found about this one. The fact that this actually released, the fact that it's actually a fairly competent game, and the fact that it's not just another open world game. It's a simple, fun, straightforward, sometimes cooperative zombie killing fest that kind of knows what it is. It doesn't like overstep what it is doing. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's just a game-ass game. And I know I've been like using that phrase a lot lately, but yeah. Do I recommend it for everyone? No, I definitely read more reviews, watch more reviews other than just ours, but I don't know, sometimes you need those games where there's not too much to it and you just light zombies on fire, you know? But that's Dead Island 2. Again, just fascinated that it's out. It's finally here since 2014. It's weird. We've come so far. Have we? I don't know. But let me know what you think about this game. Let me know how you feel about it. Let me know what your thoughts are on the original Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide. I know I maybe said some controversial things, hot take, where like I wasn't the biggest fan of the original game, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. So let me know what you think about the original games. Let me know about this one. Have you been following the on and off development since 2014? Did you forget? And now here it is. Let's talk about anything Dead Island down in the comments. Want to hear from you guys. But if you like what I'm trying to do here, man, just hang out and yap about games and what I like about games. Clicking the like button helps me. I appreciate it. If you get what I'm doing here, you know, we're having fun. But I'm tired. I got to go to bed. Actually, I got to go play more games. So that's it, guys. I'm Jake Baldino. Subscribe because video games. Pizza's on me.